Welcome to episode 3 of Beef Brothers. This video will be on YouTube and in podcast format on your listening app of choice. Let's say good day to the iconic duo of 1989 NBA champion and 18-year veteran Rick Mahorn and 1982 all-rookie first-teamer and two-time NBA All-Star Jeff Ruland. How are you this evening, gentlemen?
Pleasure.
Great to have
I'm
you.
great. Jeff is, I don't even know why I should have been one of them damn all-stars. He stole it from me.
He stole it from you. What do you say
Yeah,
about
he
that,
stole
Jeff?
it from me. It's just because I was
No
black.
question.
Oh,
The
There's
white
enough
black
guys.
thing. It boils
There's
down to
enough
it's a
guys.
white black
They-
thing.
They only had Larry
Light-skinned
Bird.
brothers on the team.
They only had Larry Bird and him.
They had Frankenstein. They had McHale.
Yeah, they
Oh
did have
yeah,
Kevin.
so, no, McHale ain't white, he black.
Our episodes will begin with a quick discussion on today's NBA. We'll cover the latest news and hear some of Rick's and Jeff's opinions. And then I'll turn back the clock as we reminisce about their lives in basketball. Today we'll discuss Jeff's memories of speaking of All-Star games, the 1984 All-Star game, and hear about Rick's 1985 arrival to the Motor City of Detroit, and finish with a few quick listener-submitted questions and comments. Just quickly, guys, as we record this, it's the evening of March the 2nd in the USA. 4 games are on the schedule tonight. Since we last spoke, of course, as happens in today's NBA, lots of things have transpired, but every team has played at least 61 games, and the regular season is almost 3/4 complete. The recently acquired Kevin Durant played his first game with Phoenix yesterday, a comfortable win over the Charlotte Hornets. He had 23 points, and Devin Booker had 37. So clearly, they've got a big scoring punch as they head into the postseason. What's your opinion of Durant and Phoenix's chance of competing for the Western Conference title and maybe beyond?
Jeffrey, you go first. I'm gonna let you go first because you're pretty good at analyzing bullshit.
Well, for them, obviously, number one factor's got to be can Durant and Chris Paul stay healthy? For me, can they stay healthy through this rest of the season and then the run in the playoff? They've got enough, obviously, offensively, defensively. I don't know. Rick's seen them more than I have, but that's.
Well, Jeff, it's only 20 games left or whatever, and you look at it. The fact of the matter, he's got rest. Now he's out there in the sunshine of Phoenix and enjoying that weather. Hey man, he ain't in Brooklyn no more. The pressure's on him to win a championship.
I understand that fully, but just like everybody else, he's had a great year, but he just missed 30 fucking games. I mean,
But listen, this is the new NBA. You have to adjust.
I know. I just more with him at the last couple of years. It wasn't about whether he was coming back; it was whether if he's going to come back at the level he did, but whether he's going to stay healthy.
Listen, shut up. Who would come back? And you're losing in Brooklyn. You're playing with Kyrie. You're playing with Harden. Everybody's waiting for you to win. There was a lot of pressure. Here he's going. Well, can I finish?
Go ahead, motherfucker.
When I heard about this trade, when that domino just like went boom, I said, "Wow, this is a great trade," because in today's NBA, it's more offensive oriented. You got to have firepower. He can hit you with a 50 piece. But then you got Devin Booker that can hit you with another 50 piece.
I agree.
These two, but see that you talk about defense, but the big thing is you got to put the ball in the hoop. They got Aiden, a center, to me is a walking double-double. Now you got to worry about Chris. You got to force Chris Paul into being a scorer, but he's a distributor. These are the things that you look at. Can they go deep? Can they make a deep run? We're looking at their bench.
Everything you're saying, you're spot on, but I'm still saying when it comes down to it, especially maybe not the fucking first round, but after every round there, I don't know if they're capable. Are they a good enough defensive team? That's what I'm going to watch the last 20 games.
Okay, so
again, no.
So last year,
the guy is a freak of nature, but he's 34 years old. He's had injuries up to wahoo. I'd just like to see if he can stay healthy. That's all.
Listen. When you have to play half the season, you can get your full salary. What the heck? He's healthy. Now,
no, God bless him. I'm Missouri, baby. Show me. That's all I'm saying.
But to me, when you look at it, his health, his scoring, He's going to be able to and be effective. And this is when, and I understand. I'm talking if all pieces are healthy. I'm not talking about, if this person gets hurt, that person is hurt. It to me is if everybody's whole, that Western Conference is a gauntlet. But I could tell you right now, Denver is the team that nobody's thinking about, nobody's listening to. But you had Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. Now he's healthy. I mean, it's all about health. And when you look at it, can they make it? I mean, in that Western Conference,
I got to tell you something, and I love Jokic, and I know Mike Malone, obviously, from his dad and everything else, but with Porter, funny you said that. I watched them the other night, and I just noticed, like, little things. He don't go for loose balls. He don't play no friggin' defense.
Wait a minute, hold on. You can't characterize he's not going for loose balls. Hey, I wouldn't go for loose balls if I was hurt. Shit. And then the chances.
They didn't make much effort on the defense end, is what I'm saying.
It's the fear factor, but you got Aaron Gordon, and Aaron Gordon has been playing well. Him and Joker has a bond.
I love
then
Gordon.
You
Murray.
You have KCP. You got Bruce Brown. Listen, when I look at the Western Conference, it's a gauntlet. But when I look at the NBA as a whole, it's everything is all on the same parallel. It ain't really like it's a few teams now that don't have great records. But then it's some teams that you assumed at the beginning what direction they were going, and people always get the assumption, oh, we're going to tank, we're going to restore. We're looking. Houston's still in the same lane. Pistons a little bit still in the same lane, but trying to get better. The things that you look at, Charlotte, San Antonio. But then when you look at Utah, unloading everybody, Minnesota, everybody's in that little group of either a game or 2 games out. The Lakers with their trade, I just think everything is still on par because when the playoffs start, it's 0-0, baby.
Just in terms of the Eastern Conference, guys, Milwaukee have reeled off 16 straight wins, and they're now sitting atop the East. I think they're a half game ahead of the Celtics as we record this. How do you see the East, I should say, shaping up as the regular season comes to an end? Jeffrey, would you like to have a go at that one?
Because he won't let me talk. He'll go over mine. I'm giving him the floor.
Go ahead, man. Go.
I'm giving you the floor.
I don't want the floor.
Who do you think the contenders might be? Obviously, Milwaukee and Boston are probably heading towards the Eastern Conference Finals, you'd imagine, unless one of the other teams can maybe cause an upset. But where do you sort of see it going?
Me, obviously, Milwaukee's on a roll, and if they can, finish off the season, they're hard to bet against. But I love Boston, but the Sixers had me going for a little while. They were Harden playing some great ball and Embiid, but they've lost a couple of late. It's just I don't know. I don't see anybody beating those two guys, but Rick's seen more of it than I have. Miami keeps going up and down, and I don't know. I don't know if they've got enough in the tank to be contenders.
Is that it, Jeff?
That's it, Rick.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
All right. You know what? Boston is pretty good because they have a bench. I'm basing this all on teams' health. The Milwaukee and Boston, those are the 2 teams that made it to the Eastern Conference last year. Those 2 teams improved by acquiring people. Derek White is a perfect example for Boston, and also Malcolm Brogdon. You got a guy, Malcolm Brogdon, rookie of the year, but coming off the bench and being the guy just in case Smart's not having a good game, just in case Jaylen Brown's not having a good game. I mean, they're a team that have multiple pieces that can play together. When I look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they have the same thing, when they get Chris Middleton back into a groove because he's dealing with it. We're coming from an injury to see he's still playing, but to go off 15 straight, that's remarkable. And Giannis, they'll say he's not going to play, and he's playing. But when I look at a team that can do like the fly in the ointment, I'm looking at the New York Knicks. And the reason why they're gritty, and Jalen Brunson, oh my gosh, what an improvement for a person that could be coached by Tom Thibodeau, where, I go, man, this young man, player of the year, NC2A champion, leaves Dallas, and look where Dallas is right now. This guy, oh my gosh, he plays both ends of the court, but he also can score at that position, but play defense on the other end. So I look at the Knicks as they move forward. They may not have the bench strength, but that's a team that could be that fly in the ointment. Also, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers, and having Donovan Mitchell and having this guard play that they have, they could be problems too, because then you got Mobley and you got Afro, you got and you also I think they're missing, to me, that small forward that can bring them to that next level. But when in Miami rules, I ain't even thinking about Miami unless everybody get hurt. Miami's not giving me any kind of shaking because they don't have enough hype. Yeah. But when you talk about Philadelphia is one of those teams. They're an enigma, because if Joel Embiid decides to just say, fuck it, it's my team, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to win the game. But I don't think you're going to win too many games with and I love PJ Tucker, but he got to score. And it's about scoring, and you're worrying about Harden. I love the way he changed his game, where he's a walking triple-double and got to shoot the ball every time. But they're going to need him going on in the playoffs.
Yeah, those three teams you're talking about, Philadelphia, Cleveland, and New York, are third, fourth, and fifth, respectively, in the East standings at the moment. So they're all pushing for playoff positioning there. And also, it would be great just to see the Knicks in the playoffs. And I'm sure the New York faithful fans will get behind them as well. It'd be just good to see them actually get to the postseason.
New York fans are thick. They go New York. I can't listen. I can't with them every time. They ain't been to the mountaintop since '73. I was a Knicks fan when I was growing up, and look, Willis Reed is still my hero. And I'd sit back sometimes and hear those Knicks fans, oh, yeah. And then when they went to the playoffs that year when Randall ended up getting paid, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we had New York. Every time I just, don't get me started.
I'll hit you with a New York nickname, Kevin Bannister.
Kenny Bannister.
Animal. I want to give love to Louis Orr. You know, he's no longer amongst us. He's with the basketball gods. But when you look at the Knicks, you go, okay, well, you know, you're waiting to see, you know, how does this team going to reflect? But they're gritty, and right now they're playing good basketball as well. They're not getting the accolades and the things that you think they should get, but hey, they got to earn it.
Yeah, and definitely rest in peace to Louis Orr. I have heard nothing but great things since his passing about what a great guy he was on and off the court, and the contributions he made to many younger players and communities. It's great to hear. Now, Rick, just quickly on your Detroit Pistons. As we record this, the Pistons are 15-48. I went over their schedule last night, and 8 losses were by 4 or fewer points, and then there was a 9th loss, which was that overtime heartbreaker against the Clippers just after Christmas. You said that they're a young, developing team, and what do you think are your hopes for the squad in the final weeks of the season, taking into account, I guess, the race for Victor Wembanyama?
Well, I mean, the rights, that's just a luck of the draw. I don't get into that. Mm-hmm. I think the way that they're playing last night was a game that I watched, and you got a young guy, Jay Ivey calls a timeout, and you didn't have any timeouts. So, you know, these are learning moments right now. You know, these are things that you say, okay, what we could do if we put 48 minutes together. And you have guys like Bogdanovich, who's a very good scorer, and no Kate Cunningham, and no, you know, you're missing so many pieces where the injuries, and I let the dogs out. So, and so the fact of the matter is that they are, you know, they're a team that's moving in the right direction. I don't look at the record. I look at how they go out there and perform, and they're competing. It's not like they're just sitting up there giving up 160 points.
That's right. They are definitely competing. That's why I thought I'd just draw that parallel with the number of games that have been so close. And I guess with time, those sort of games, they'll end up hopefully getting some more W's than losses. But yeah, interesting to see how they go heading into the end of this regular season. So just quickly to round out the current day NBA, the Nuggets are atop the Western Conference clearly at the moment. They're 44-19. In the East, the league's hottest team, the Milwaukee Bucks, 45-17. And as I said, they're just ahead of the Celtics. Our league leaders through the 2nd of March, we've got Luka Doncic, who's on 33.2 points per game at the moment. We've got Domantas Sabonis from Sacramento, who's averaging over 12 rebounds a game. And James Harden, who we mentioned earlier, from Philadelphia, is averaging almost 11 assists per game. Is there anything that either of you would like to mention further about the current NBA season before we dive into a bit of history?
I'm good. I think I gave you enough pointers. I look at, you're looking at league leaders. Yeah, I mean, it's all good. But if it don't bring you a championship, that's an individual reward for me. But the thing is, you see Sabonis is not the 7-footer that everybody's looking at. He's just being real gritty. And Sacramento is scoring so many damn points. So you go like, well, damn. But they'll make the playoffs this year. Will they make some noise? They could, because they got De'Aaron Fox. Look, they just played a game, the second highest scoring game the other day, behind the Pistons and Denver Nuggets, and it was a double overtime. Man, I think that record's going to be broke too, because one guy got 45 and the other one got 47 or whatever. That was a lot of damn scoring. So I look at all these records are made to be broken. 3-pointers. Look, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record is broken by LeBron James. Jabbar ain't never shoot no threes. Mm-hmm. Shit. But right. It's the fact that, hey, this is what the new NBA is about. I'm excited for it. I mean, do I get really excited? I like to see something different, where it starts inside out instead of outside in.
Jeff, anything you'd like to add about the current season before we go into a bit of NBA history?
I'd like to ask my brother here what's his thoughts about JJ Redick's comment.
Oh, yeah, great question.
When they played with milkmen and guys that was working on the line and stuff like that?
No, they're saying that watching Curry come off a screen, how physical it is compared to when we played.
Well, that's why JJ Redick is on there on TV, because people want to hear nonsense. I mean, when you look at it sometimes, I'm like, okay, JJ Redick used to go off picks, but yet Van Gundy didn't even like you. So, what am I missing?
I was just curious on that comment. I thought it was you can't compare eras, but at least watch some goddamn tape before you make a stupid ass comment like that.
But you want to know something?
For a clip, I guess Michael Cooper was.
I like to see him get a score against Coop, because Michael Cooper
said he'd take his lunch money.
He took more than his lunch money. I'd love for him, and I'd love for him to come off a pick. My eyes got big.
How about if he just passed to the corner and came down the lane?
Oh, please, they ain't coming down. Rules. Did you read that article on Reggie Miller talking about he's like, he was scared of me, and I'm sitting there going like, we ain't never take that shit coming in the lane. But now it's with the new calls and stuff like that, the take fouls. It takes away from the game. And I know we're going to talk about the All-Star game and the state of that. I mean, it's a show. It's called All-Star for a reason.
Do you think there needs to be any drastic changes at all, Jeff, to the All-Star format, or are you just happy to let them play and just make it a one-off exhibition each year like that?
I don't know what the damn answer is. All I know is I watched that thing for about 35 seconds and I turned that shit off.
Damn, you can't get those 35 seconds back.
No,
Rules.
Can't get that shit back. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's one thing to be on a fast break, but when no one's 30 feet around you, I don't know what the answer.
Listen, Jeff. They don't want to get hurt. It's as they quote.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. I don't know what the answer is, though, Hon.
It's no answer. It's no answer. You look at the games that people play in the summer.
It's got to be. People aren't going to watch that shit, man.
Hey, people pay top dollar to go see that. They want to see their heroes. Come on.
Ratings are the opposite. That's for me.
Because it used to mean something.
Yeah.
These young men making $40-30 million. What does it mean that they're going to play an All-Star game?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
It's a bonus, and you got a bonus when you made it.
You want to go? You want to go there?
No, I don't
No,
want to go there.
no, I was going to say that the one game I played and we won, and we got 2,000 instead of 1,000.
Oh, but here's the thing: look what they get now: generational wealth.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm not mad at them. Maybe even before you, when they had an All-Star game, before when John Havlicek and them played, they got $50.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but how do you change that? I mean,
I don't know.
Adam,
I don't know if you can have it. I understand. You're talking about low management. My shit ended when I was 28 because I played hurt. I'm all for prolonging everybody's career, but I also understand making money.
Listen,
people
you need life.
Top dollar to come to a game and dudes sit out. So I don't know.
But see, here's that line with the fans. And they pay top dollar. And this is what I'm saying. You're talking about an All-Star game. They pay top dollar to go to the All-Star. They want to see their heroes. Fans want to see their heroes, people who they buy their jerseys, people that they want to emulate. They want to see them. But unfortunately, now it's been kind of like, Greg Popovich introduced, we're not. My thing is, if you're hurt, maybe you should have an autograph session. While you're hurt, what you ain't playing?
Yeah, I agree.
Sit your ass there, sign autographs for 2 hours, because the people want to see you. They want to see you play. Bring their ass there. Do something like that.
Grab an ice pack and sit on the chair.
Sit your ass out there. Now there's a solution for you if we're trying to stop the low management.
Dunk contests were good this year. But the other shit was like a, and one mixtape shit.
Yeah, but it's entertainment.
Well, I'm just telling you, the ratings, if you looked at the ratings don't coincide. The people, everybody's turning that shit off.
If they're looking at ratings, that comes with the ABC. They pay for it. This is what you get. The next man up.
I see both sides of the coin. I don't know what the answer is. That's all.
It will never be. It's entertainment.
I think that's what we have to realize. Yeah, it's entertainment.
Well,
that's it.
Then let's turn it up a notch and let's put like sawing people in half and some magic hats and shit like that.
Basically, you're doing it anyway. Look at the halftime show.
Coming close to that, I have you and me rap with Shaq or some shit.
No, that's it. I can hear me rapping. I can't hear you rapping. Drop a bar.
R&B.
Yeah, drop a bar right now.
What have you got for us, Jeff?
Got no shot at the encore.
You could just say hip hop, hippity hop. You don't stop.
Rick, I do like that idea of perhaps at least if someone's on the injured list, they do some autograph signing or something.
This is what the NBA sells that, the autographs, the Panini breads, the things like that, the cards. I mean, it's a market. So if you look at it, okay, if it's load management and we're playing for Kevin Durant, and people buy top dollar, well then let's get them like they do concerts. Here's $50 to take a picture.
And you have an autograph session with Kiss. Yeah,
maybe I hit something there.
Yeah, I like it.
Can I get my money there?
Yeah, let me just see. I'm not
sure first, before we go further though, March 14th. Down in Washington, D.C., when the Pistons in town, we're going to be selling some Beef Brothers T-shirts, Adam. So we need to get that out there.
Well, make sure they know that come meet Jeff Ruland and Rick Mahorn, the Beef Brothers, the originals, and bring your money. We're going to be there. And we still have fans out there that we love dearly.